Alright, I'm going to play a game now. It's called Let's Offend As Many People As Possible. It's not what I want to do or what I'm even planning on doing. It will just happen. I wasn't going to make a video today, but I did want to I felt like I wanted to get my opinion out there on this whole argument thing that Vogter has put in his videos, and the subsequent fallout of that. I will not swear in this video. I know a lot of people have been swearing and stuff and been very angry. I won't. And it's kind of a hard video for me to do because when I'm attacking creationists or religious bigots or something, they could say anything they wanted at me, and I couldn't give a fuck. I already bent my own fucking rule again on swearing. All right, no more swearing now, I promise. I don't care what religious bigots and creationists think of me, but with the people that are against prostitution and pornography, I can kind of see where they're coming from. So if I offend them, then it does bother me a bit, because I see them as wanting the same things as I do. We just go about it. We just think different things, and so, but. They're probably going to be offended, so I can't stop having my opinion. Anyway, I can only speak for myself now and what I've gone through. But here's what I think Vogter was trying to say. And if he wasn't, then he can correct me. Maybe I wouldn't have said it with such gusto. I wouldn't have said it the same way he did, but that's his prerogative. And some of you may or may not know, I suffer from severe depression. I've had it probably as far back as I can remember, but mostly started, I don't know, 7-8 years ago. I think was probably when it got really bad, and it was really bad the beginning of this year. I was completely out of it for about 2 months. I remember one particular night I had about 3 panic attacks within the space of half an hour, and it was not pleasant. But what I think he was saying, and what I want to say, is that to make strides as a person, we have to try and accept the bad things that happen to us and move on. Whether you think that what Nuclear Night went through it was worse than what I've been through or something. I mean, that's only for people who have been through what Nuclear Night and I've been through. You can't say whose mental experiences that are worse. Staying with those feelings and emotions cannot be a good thing, psychologically speaking. We have to try and overlook these things in our minds and make logical, informed decisions about life without these bad things corrupting our thought processes. And I still struggle with these thoughts. I go into low spells, and I can't really help that. And sometimes I do see things in the news, and I just think, well, fuck it, I don't care about that. It's not my problem. It doesn't directly affect me, so why should I care? But those are just the bad thoughts that you have to try and get out of your head. It makes us better people to try and fight back. And it shows that we are not going to let anything or anyone stop us from being caring, decent people. And I am going to say people because I just don't care about. I don't just care about women. I care about men too. I hope I got that right. I just don't think banning things is going to work. I don't even like prostitution. I lost my virginity late on in life. Shock fucking horror, I know. But I would never visit a prostitute, and I wouldn't even think of it. That's just not me. But some people do. That's their prerogative. Yes, some people enter the porn industry because they are messed up, and even if some are messed up, then does that mean that you can tell them what to do? I mean, do your rights override theirs? I mean, at what point does trauma, does that mean that you can basically override their rights? How would you even regulate that? I mean, aren't we all messed up in some way? I mean, where do we draw the line where we can tell people what they can and can't do with their bodies? I mean, I said I suffer from depression. I mean, hold back the laughter. But does that mean that I would not be able to enter the sex industry? I mean, why would you think that you know better than I would about what to do? there is a difference between slavery and sex trafficking and people making a conscious decision to do something to their body, whatever that may be. You know, there isn't a rational person who likes porn who won't agree that sex trafficking is a horrible, horrible thing, and it needs to be stopped at all costs. You know, and this thing about exploitation. I mean, I don't know how would people define this? Does it mean that people doing things that they don't want to do for money? Because then you better start making videos about pretty much every single industry on the planet, because I guarantee that there's at least one person in every single industry doing the job that they're doing it purely for the money. You know, I don't see why there should be such a big focus on sex when, you know, there's a lot of people out there doing things, you know, just because they get a lot of money out of it. You know, surely one form of exploitation is as bad as another. You know, as far as I can see, banning something, it doesn't make it go away. You're gonna have to try and treat the underlying problem, or it's just gonna fester. You know, I mean, just see how, you know, see what prohibition did in America to see how well banning things goes. You know, I'm one of the people that watch porn, and I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna watch it whenever I want to, and I'm gonna continue to be respectful of people regardless of what gender they are. I mean, really, that means nothing to me. I mean, you know, it's just the same as racism. You know, I don't care whether someone's black or white or Asian. I mean, it means less than nothing to me. You know, you can't change these things. You know, you can't, or you can't change the way you were born. So, and by the way, these are all things that, even though they are my opinions, I'm not 100% steadfast on them. You know, I mean, my mind can change. I just want there to be a world where people are equal, and people are not, and people are treated equally, and have equal rights and equal protections, and can live happily doing what they want as long as they don't hurt people. I mean, that's all I want. That is all I want. I don't, you know, people can do what want their lives as long as they don't hurt people, and that's what I want. And if there's a different way of doing it than the way I'm babbling on about it, then be that as it may. You know, persuade me. I'm persuadable. Anyway, that's my rambling ass fucking. Stop swearing, Andrew! I said you weren't gonna swear. Okay, I'm not gonna swear anymore. But anyway, you know, persuade me. I'm open-minded. Cheerio.